Alrighty, chat. It's about that time. You guys have been asking for this for like 3 weeks because everybody's been waiting. Everybody's been kind of at the point where we're ready for the fall major, but it's been too far away, you know? It's about that time. About that time, chat. The fall major is officially a week away. We are almost ready to start our predictions for Rotterdam. I fly out on Monday and arrive on Tuesday, and then hopefully get to sleep all day after a nice meal, and then we get into it. So yeah, Rotterdam right around the corner, everybody. About a week away, getting ready for what is about to happen. This video will probably come out the day before, I'm thinking. This video is mostly going to be the day or 2 days before when the major begins, because it's next week Thursday. $310,000 on the line. Gonna be pretty spicy. We've got 16 teams from the United States, South America, OCE, not SSA, MENA, APAC. There's a lot of teams, international competition. It's gonna be sick. But we've got our predictions. That's what we're looking to do today for y'all. We've got about a rough estimate of how things are probably not going to go. We've also got some hot takes that we got to talk about eventually as well. But let's jump into it, chat. This is going to be impossible. That's kind of where I'm thinking. I will try to give you guys some justifications of how I think things are going to go. But realistically, chat, I have no idea. This is the first time, and some narratives to keep in mind. First time that we're seeing teams enter the international competition for the season after the off season with all the changes. You never know how teams, now that they're new with each other, are going to perform in a live environment. Is there going to be some animosity? Is there going to, I don't know. I don't know what things are going to look like. So while teams may look good on paper and online, will that translate to in person? How are people going to react to Calm chirping you across the stage? We'll have to wait and see. Either way, round one matches, and then we'll break it down from there. And this is where it's going to differ from person to person, is based upon game differentials and stuff, different matchups. Because we use game differential as our tiebreaker, not bushels, which is seeding. So it's high seed always gets the favored matchup. So, which I think is a cool concept they might have to experiment with in the future. Either way, you got Cape Corp versus James Cheese in our first match. You've got the best team from Europe, the most consistent team from Europe, going up against James Cheese, which is 2 players moving over to the APAC region to join Realize. You got Kami of the former Renegades team playing alongside CJ, who I'm a big fan of. And you have Virtuoso, a player who has kind of struggled in the most recent events when it comes to Europe. But in APAC, they have won literally everything. But that's APAC. And K-Corp should win this one pretty handily. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 3-0. There is a chance that K-Corp starts a little slow, but I think they'll be okay. I don't foresee that James Cheese team doing a whole lot against a team that I think is probably one of the best in the world right now. I think that K-Corp team is pretty dang good. You're also talking a dedicated section for them. But keep in mind, the first 2 days of matches will not be in person. They will be online only for our viewing experience. While the players and stuff will be in person on LAN, they're not going to have the pressures of this stage, which I think actually benefits K-Corp here. I think if there is a crowd, it actually favors James Cheese a little bit because no expectations, no pressure. You got Gen G then against Power. Some cool things to know. Gen G obviously is a team that is 2 imports from the European region, Nolly and apparently Jack. One from Dignitas, one from K-Corp. They're migrating over, currently in LA doing hot tub streams and shooting content, I guess. Jack said that it was like his favorite photo shoot they've ever done, even though it took like 8 hours. So that'll be cool to see what happens with that. But Gen G is full send in their roster. Cool to see the boys getting paid of a bag and a half. Boys are getting paid a lot and being supported heavily. So Chronic first time on LAN. We'll see how that goes. On the other side, you've got Power, a team that has really amped up. A little bit of a joke there. Amphis, you know, sorry, cringe. But you got Amphis, Fever from that Renegades roster coming over. And I think Amphis and Fever are really fun to watch together. They started a little bit slow as they try to figure out things with Taurus, and now have won 2 back-to-back regionals. They won Regional 2 and Regional 3. Looking pretty good. So it seems like Power is actually the current stronger team. Potential there, maybe. I don't know what this Gen G team is going to look like, but if they keep putting in 100+ hours for every past 2, Gen G looks pretty dang strong. I don't foresee it, but I do think Power can take a game. I think Gen G will start a little bit slow and then get into a groove. I don't foresee Nolly letting themselves lose to this. So we'll give it there. We then got FaZe versus Moist. FaZe Clan, on paper, probably one of the strongest teams. Everybody had expectations of them being super dominant in North America. They had a really, really good first regional where they won. Second regional, I think, was eh. And then third regional, they took second, I'm pretty sure. Something like that. FaZe Clan's up there. Like, they're a clear number 2 in North America. As for Moist, I get a bit of good and a bit of bad from them. I don't know what Moist is going to bring to the table. I do know Rise and Joyo are going to find a way to be successful on LAN. They always are. And if Astral can get into a groove, that's a really dang good team. But I just haven't seen it. I could see this being a 3-1 for FaZe. I think Moist will put up a fight and will get better as the day progresses. But I think initially they'll struggle a little bit. I think Moist is going to want to get to the crowd. Like if they make top 8, because I don't know the schedule for sure still. I don't know if it's going to be Swiss, quarters, grands, and semis for the 4 days, or if they're going to do it differently. I swear to God, Psionics, if you run 7 matches on Sunday, we're fighting. I'm throwing hands. It's going to happen. Proverbial hands will be thrown. Don't do it. Don't do it to us. I know it's 33 best of 5s, but if you do 3 days of Swiss just to have one final day of 7. So dumb. I'm checking the schedule. I'm checking Wikipedia. If it is that, I'm mad. I'm immediately upset. You can't do 7 best of 7s on one day. Ain't nobody want to be there for that. Oh, it's gonna be painful. And please don't let it be. They need to do an A and a B stream, run 33 best of 5s over 2 days, and then do quarterfinals into semi-grands. They have to. Anyway, the club versus Pioneers. I actually really love this matchup. The club is really good. I think the BEMS edition for that team, obviously KV1 kind of found his footing at the tail end where they ended up just barely missing top 8 and have gotten better. They have literally won everything in SAM. They are the #1 team. They have won everything. They have 69 points. Nice. They look really good. They look incredible. BEMS and Lost together has been chef's kiss. Pioneers on the other side, seeing a little bit of regression the past couple events, but still very talented. So everybody knows the Pioneer squad with Banana Head and the boys. Super lucky. I think they're a solid team. This one could be a nail biter, but I'm actually going to go the club. I think the club has a chance to make top 8 for sure. Liquid versus Team Secret. I think Liquid should probably take. They've been pretty good on LAN. We'll give it to them. We'll give it to them 3-1. Now, this is where everybody goes, Lawler, you're biased. And I go, yeah, a little bit. And that's okay. But let me put some things out there for you for storylines. You got version 1 a team no one really gives credit to. You've got Calm, who's probably going to talk some ish. I'm sure Cash will also have some things to say. Pretty fun. The thing that concerns me about Quadrant, it's the first time on LAN, and they are a team that definitely plays into nerves. You've got 2 players that have a ton of pop-off potential between Cash and Ixo, who are going to be rookies to this. You have Relating Wave, who is supposed to be the veteran, which is the player that I would like to step up, but has notoriously been one of the worst performing players on a LAN stage. So there is some concerns there. You need Relating Wave to be the one to step up, which that's not really his role, which is kind of scary. So I personally look at that from Quadrant. And then on the other side with version 1, I see a team that will probably give us a bit of a heart attack through Swiss. Although at LANs, V1 has been pretty dang dominant in Swiss. If you look at their major potential results, historically on LAN, they do very well. If we take a perspective of 2021 and we look at the fall, winter, and spring events, fall they didn't make. Winter, they went 3-0, I'm pretty sure. They 3-0'd their group. And then in spring, double limb, right? They beat Endpoint, they beat Moist, they beat K-Corp, and made top 3. At Worlds, in groups, during Wildcard, again, a bit topsy-turvy. They went 3-1, only loss came to Space Station. And then they beat NRG, lost to BDS, beat Space Station. So their LAN performances have been pretty good. I expect them to do pretty well out of the gate. I think Quadrant will take a game. They might take 2. I wouldn't be surprised as well if V1 even sweeps this. Pretty much any result can happen, chat. That's the best non-answer I can give you. The only thing I don't see happening in that series is Quadrant winning. Oxygen versus G2, huh? Oxygen's kind of a weird one to me. Joria's past 2 is like 50 hours. Archie has hidden his out past 2 hours. I don't know. I think it's a really fun matchup for round 1. G2 coming in as the 5th seed for NA. They get a pretty tough draw. Will G2 bounce back? That is the answer that people are looking for. It's probably going to be the title of this video because G2 clickbait go hard. Probably going to write that down. Will G2 bounce back? I like that. I do think G2 is the better team. I do. I think this is probably going to be one of the closest games outside of that next one. If I had to go with my gut, part of me says G2. I think G2 has a really good foundation set for play. If G2 plays their game, they're always going to put up a really fun fight. But when I look at international competition, when I look at experience, when I look at people who've been there and know what it's like, G2 definitely gets the nod. Archie, though, even with low hours, always performs relatively well on LAN. So I think that's really positive. Jorius has had highs and lows, but I think that was a product of the environment he was in. So I kind of negate that. How will Oli do on LAN? I think Oli's really good. I think Oli's got a lot of spark in him. On LAN, will he... I don't know. I think Oxygen will also be those teams that, like, they'll be in contention. Like, I think they're either 3-1 or they're fighting in that 2-2 round is the way I have to feel about it. Up next, we got Space Station versus Falcons. So Space Station, I can tell you right now, is in Poland. They leave as I'm recording this video. No, they left yesterday. So they are in Poland right now. They arrived this morning. So Space Station arrived this morning in Poland. They are boot camping for a week before they... I think they leave on Sunday, most likely, to Rotterdam. And then they've got... I'm pretty sure Media Day is on Tuesday. So they're going to have roughly 3-4 days of boot camp in Poland. Then they get to Rotterdam and do their thing. I do have some concerns with Space Station when it comes to mentality and kind of where they're at. I think they're going to Poland just because it's cheap, Ugh. Poland's pretty cheap. So that is that. On the side of Falcons, Falcons has been a team that has improved, I think, a lot. I do feel that Falcons kind of dipped a little bit towards the tail end of last season, but now that you've got teams like Twisted Minds, KRN/Rule 1, kind of pushing that envelope, I think it has made Falcons better, and it's probably better as much as I love the Rule 1 boys. I do think Falcons look significantly better, and you're starting to see that Ahmad like pop off and hard carry that we haven't seen in a while. So I do think Falcons are the better for it. Space Station will always put up a fight. Game 1, I could believe Space Station wins. As the weeks go on, I feel nervous. I'm going Falcons. I'm gonna go Falcons on that one. I have some concerns about Space Station. K-Corp G2. God, what a beauty of a map, dude. Honestly, like, this is why majors are awesome, is because there's no like game I look at and go, dang. Like, I look at all these matchups and go, already? Which makes me really excited. Round 2 looks spicy. So let's jump straight into it. We've got K-Corp versus G2, Gingy versus Falcons, FaZe versus Club. Man, some of those are good. Okay, let's start with the lower rounds because they're a little bit easier. Quadrant should beat Team Secret. I think Secret will bring them to 5, though. Moist should beat Pioneers. Actually, Pioneers might upset them. I could see Pioneers potentially upsetting this. I could also see Power winning this, but they're not going to. And then Oxygen probably 3-1s or 3-0s, James Cheese. Their offense, I think, might overwhelm. I think James Cheese is going to see something they haven't seen in a while. Imagine James Cheese wins. God, I would lose my mind. Again, James Cheese is not a team to be taken lightly. They're a lot better than people give them credit for, but I do think they're going to be a product of their environment. And with no boot camp, it's going to be tough. Like, I think James Cheese needs to be exposed to as quickly as possible. And ANEU. As quickly, even Sam. Like, James Cheese getting reps against those other teams on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is going to be so important for their play. On to the hard ones. K-Corp G2. I honestly don't know. I think it goes 5. That's probably going to be one of the most exciting matches of the day, if it happens. Does G2 bounce back? Not yet. Genji versus Falcons. Is Genji the real deal? We've seen them slow. We've seen them be a little bit slow at the start. Their Swiss hasn't been all that amazing, if I remember correctly. 3-1 losses to G2. All open. 3-1. They've been all right. Axel, Dig, Energy, as easy as it gets. Lost to Complexity, lost to Energy, beat Axel, beat G2. God, I forgot about that. I forgot that Gingy and G2 played for a spot, and then they went on to lose in the grand finals. Oh, Rocket League, you make no sense. They'll find a way, but they'll probably suffer a loss. I don't see Gingy going perfect. Why not lose to Falcons? Give us some spice. We'll go 3-1 Falcons. Why not? Love for the Mina boys. Let's do it. Let's do it. I want to see you guys handle some adversity. I want for the first time an international experience to see if you guys are really that team. I want to see it. FaZe versus the club. I think this is a game 5 nail biter. I think the club is really well suited to play against FaZe. My concern about the club is I think FaZe eventually will whittle them down. I think it's going to be 3-2 FaZe. Liquid versus V1. V1 playstyle matches up really well against Liquid. But if V1 does what V1 always does, which concerns me, V1 is notorious for being like, oh, EU, they overexert. We demo their last player on rotation. We've got a free clear. We play counterattack. If you give Liquid space, they will body the heck out of you. It will not be a good look for version 1. Liquid has been hit and miss lately. They've had some good. They've had some bad. I think that's a much closer match. Liquid, I do think, could potentially clutch that one out. It wouldn't be V1 without a game 5 loss. Oh, and we get this rematch. Love it. It's all part of the script, chat. I know what I'm doing. Of course V1 and Moist are going to rematch. It's all part of the script, chat. It's all up top. I know what I'm up to. I will say I'm really excited to watch Gingy play against EU teams. K-Corp Falcons, I think K-Corp is the real deal. Falcons, you're good, but K-Corp is that team. FaZe Liquid. FaZe is too... Mechanically, they can keep up, and their midfield presence is too good. I think FaZe is going to be almost a shoo-in for top 4. They look... I mean, it's FaZe. That's their storyline. Liquid, probably 3-1, maybe 3-0 even. Next, we've got V1 Moist, Genji Quadrant, Club Oxygen. That one could be a win for our club, actually. G2 Space Station. Ooh, spicy. Secret Cheese, Pioneers Power. Wow, OC versus OCE, really. That's interesting. That's actually a really fun match, too, because that's an elimination match in a regional. I actually really like that. Let's see. V1 Moist, V1 has rent-free, even though Moist has always beaten them in like live performance. This will not be in front of a crowd, so V1 wins it. It'll be 3-2. It'll be a fight. Genji versus Quadrant, both bouncing back. Quadrant on a win, tough fight against Secret. Genji just faced a good Falcons team. Ooh, I'm gonna go Genji. 3-1. Club Oxygen, I'm also gonna go Club. 3-2. G2 3-0's Space Station. Space Station actually matches up really good against G2. Chrome has the play style. No. 3-2. I want it to be a 3-0, but it's not going to happen. I'll see what happens. I might manipulate this one to 3-1, depending on what matchups we would get. All right. Secret versus Cheese. Secret should win that, but it'll be a close fight. We'll give Cheese 2 games before they get out. Cheese, unfortunately, going 0-3. Sorry. Pioneers Power. So, historically, Tarzan LAN has not been in the best state mentally. You're coming in with Fever, who has shown to be clutch when needed. You've also got Amphis, also clutch. On the other side, Pioneers has shown that they put up a fight. Secret is probably the worst team at the major. I disagree with that. I think Secret's got a lot more skill than people give him credit for. Pioneers 1, Regional 1, Power 1, 2, and 3. Do we go back the other way? I said trails, not tails. I'm an idiot. I don't lie with the coin decides, not me. We're going Pioneers. A little bit back and forth. You've been beating us the last 2 events. Time for us to show when it matters. The Pioneers got some love on LAN. That's all I'm saying. I do think that new power team is really, really good. I think that power team is really good. What happens if I do this? Space Station versus Quadrant versus Secret. Ooh. G2 versus Liquid. G2 versus Falcons. I have to do 3-1 now. Because in the end, we all know these are going to be wrong. So it doesn't matter. We're doing that. Because I want Space Station to play the harder matchup. And I want, like, Space Station Quadrant for elimination. Who doesn't want that? Oh my gosh. I hate this. Oh, God. Liquid versus the club. I think the club wins. 3-1. I think the club wins. G2 Falcons. Ooh, a rematch. Remember last time they played and G2 got swept and we all were like, what? I was getting a tattoo on my elbow and it was big ouchies. But wasn't big ouchies, was Johnny screaming Ahmad after that crazy redirect. And it's the only reason I got through my tattoo. Genji versus V1 rematch for the 3rd time. I would go Genji 3-2. That's going to... No, 3-1. That's going to be a... Ooh, no, 3-2. I do have Genji qualifying 3-1 in my brain. I'm going to come back to this one. Oxygen Pioneers. You should win. I don't know about you two. Oh, God, these are tough. Falcons or G2, huh? See, this makes Chrome unhappy, but it makes me happy because that's more time I get to hang out with Chrome. Selfishly, if Space Station gets knocked out, that means I get to hang out with Chrome more at LAN. The real reason and madness behind my predictions is I just want to hang out with Chrome. Just want to hang out with my boy. That's it. I don't care if your team loses, bro. I just want to hang out with you selfishly. Falcons or G2, huh? No matter what, these round 5s are going to be brutal. The real reason, chat, is if I predict one way, the opposite will happen. So Chrome should be thanking me right now. Gosh, Falcons and G2, huh? I think G2 will clutch it up. 3-2. V1 Oxygen, really fun matchup. Falcons Quadrant, Liquid Moist. Wow, those are really cool. I really like those. You want to hang out with a happy Chrome instead of a sad one? Yeah, but like if Chrome's happy, that means that they're winning, and that also means that I don't get to see them. So we get El Splashico. Again, I'm a genius. I'm a scriptwriter connoisseur. Falcons Quadrant. I'm actually going to go Falcons on that one. Quadrant will prove us all wrong, though. 3. I want it to go 5. I want these all to go 5, except for this one. I do think V1's a better team than Oxygen. I'll go 3-1. El Splashico, eh? I have faith in the Liquid boys. 33-0. 3-2. I get a little bit nervous about Moist if they make it to round 5. Round 5 with the pressure and everything else I do. No, I mean, dude, it's Moist. They clutch up, don't they? It's got to be 3-1. If it goes to 5, Moist wins. There's no way that Rise doesn't clutch a game 5. Although Vitir has been a lot of the reason why they've been doing that. But I think that's what I have. I'm not confident in any of these. I'm going to be honest with you, chat. That's what I got for the results. Let's see. K-Corp 3-0, I can believe. FaZe 3-0, I also believe. G2 3-1 lost to K-Corp. Fair. Club top. I like that as well. I do think the club should be respected. So that would be what? 1, 2, 4 NA, 2 EU, 1 Mina, 1 Sam. Interesting. It's because I have the club qualifying as early as I do that it knocks some people out. Imagine the club does come in with a +3 differential and their only loss comes to FaZe. I would love to see that. I'm actually kind of happy with these. All right, chat. What does it mean for playoffs? No, they can't play again. I hate that. I don't want to see that. That's stupid. This is dumb. I don't want to watch V1 and Gen.G play again. My script sucks, chat. I messed it up. Yeah, why are 5 and 6 playing each other? 6 should be playing... Oh, that's not any better. That means V1 would play G2. Yeah, who made this bracket? Adam Court, you messed up. Should be 1, 2, 3, 4. Why is... What? This isn't right. Hold on. Making a new bracket. Because this is wrong. All your 3-1 teams finished with a +3 game differential, so it goes off initial seeding. Did I actually do that? These 3 are all tied with game differential. That's crazy. Did any of them have head-to-heads over the other? No. Wow, that's actually nuts. How did I manage to do that? Is this actually correct? Man, that's crazy. That it pushes them that far. It goes off initial seeds. So you're 5th seed. You're 1st. So you would be technically 3 overall. Yeah. Dang, that sucks. That sucks. I just don't want to see another rematch. It's a good matchup. These two have always played super close. These two teams always play super close. Game differential and stuff doesn't really show the like actual results, but these two have always paired up pretty dang well. K-Corp, Falcon. Wow, Club G2, FaZe Liquid. I think this is probably the easiest one to predict. I'll probably go 4-2 FaZe. Oh, man, I hate that there's so much NA on one side. I do like this side of the bracket though. You've got EU, Mina, Sam, NA. I actually am a huge fan of that. I do think K-Corp against Falcons is a banger. I'll probably go K-Corp. I think that team's got so much potential. Club G2. G2 should win it. But part of me wants to go the club. I don't want to be generic and be like, G2, K-Corp in the final. Like, I don't want the #1 seed from Europe to be in the finals because it never happens. Right? Correct me if I'm wrong. That never happens. Am I not crazy thinking about that? Fall, winter, spring. Fall. Grand finals was BDS, NRG, and I forget what seeds they were. BDS was 1 seed. Okay, so that they did there. 2 seed and the 1 seed. Shit, it's happened twice. Okay, let's try this. Maybe it is possible. Yeah, the EU one has never done that great, but I think K-Corp is like a clear #1. BMO, you tell me right now while you guys are gonna beat Gen.G. Tell me right now, BMO. Convince us. I see you in chat. Turns out Beast Mode types 2 words a minute. In the meantime, Club G2. I think that's a tough one for me to predict. My brain says G2. My heart says Club. Chat, what do you guys think? Again, I think predicting these is so important. They have the exact same results. 3-1. Their losses only come to the big teams. I think I want to go to Club. I think Club's a real deal. Top 4 Sam. I'm about it. I'm all about it. We then also get a rematch. You get Club replaying. If G2 wins, it would be a rematch. Ooh, part of me likes that. Ooh, I do want Sam top 4, though. I do want Sam top 4. G2 does play really well against... chat, what do we do? Storyline would be Sam top 4. Pretty awesome. Beast Mode, I need you to hurry up. I can only buy so much time. G2 has a really... Oh, God, but they also got reverse swept by Liquid. If G2 has a good start, I think they'll end well. I can't say how we beat them because what if we play them? Beast Mode, I want you to tell me why you guys will win. Not how you win. Just, I want to know why. Like if you have a confident, like, we're just f***ing better or something like that, I'll take it. But I know that's not your personality. But apparently he's hiding strats. So, fine. Again, I think anybody who makes top 8 has a chance to win. Oh, new puppy meta. That's true. That's true. Genji V1 is going to be a fight. Always is. Usually V1 tends to look pretty dang good after the day off and the ability to bounce back. There's no logical reason V1 beat Genji. I mean, they've beat them in the past. What do you mean? They've literally beat them before. And they're also the only team that has been remotely competitive to them throughout the split. What are you talking about? What do you mean there's no logical reason?
Beast mode wins because just better Lawler.
I mean, Kendo's got some pretty good facts. And I quote from chat, well, wasn't FaZe pretty competitive? No. Yeah, they were. That doesn't tell the true story. Oh, man. Consistently, though, V1 and Genji have put up a pretty good fight. I think it's going to be close. I will do a coin flip. It's easier that way. All right, we'll do some heads or tails. Heads is Genji, tails is V1. Let's see what we get. Missed the coin. That's a 1 for Genji. It's 2 for Genji. Uh-oh. 2-1. 3-1. Uh-oh. 3-2. 3-3. It's a game 7. Hey, let's go coin, you know. Way to jinx a coin, jerks. Now it's not my fault. It's all part of the plan. Woo! Well, you know, don't you love it when a thing works out? Okay, now I know this is BS. This has to change. There's no way 3 NA teams are going to be in the semifinals. Because, okay, this is my thought process, chat. If it's like this, K-Corp wins. Like, straight up. If this happens, K-Corp wins. Because that's what happens in the RLCS. NA convincingly wins and moves forward. They do their thing, and then the EU team continues to dominate through. We've seen it happen way too many times. Need I remind you what happened with the big 3 in Vitality? We've seen it too many times. If this happens where you got 3 NA teams moving into, like, your top 3 NA, performing like the top 3 NA, again, then it means that K-Corp would win. That's just how it works, okay? So, for that reason, I'm going to switch it up. I'm going to go 4-3 here. Change it because we can do that. And let's see. Go 4-2. Why not? V1 FaZe. FaZe has won in the past, but I think if V1 gets out those jitters of like, okay, we just had a super close game against Genji. It was a battle. We're vibing. I think they can beat FaZe. And that's not even me being biased. That's just me using my brain because it's happened in the past. And I do think V1 is built to beat a FaZe team. A lot of familiarity with them. I do think FaZe should have lost to that quarterfinals at Worlds. V1 threw that series. And it hurts to say, especially knowing Beast Mode here, but you guys threw that series. There's no reason you should have conceded 4 in a row on Wasteland. It hurts my heart. You should have made it to the semifinals. You should have been a top 4 team at Worlds. Should have. It should have happened. Should have happened. You threw that series. It was painful. And if V1 wins here, why can't they win here? Right? I think all of these teams have potential to make it here. I think it's possible. Also, FaZe is at 4th place. Therefore, the game has to be over. So V1 wins. FaZe makes top 4 and then loses. That's just how it works. We're keeping with the storyline. You thought it was Space Station taking over that narrative? Not today. K-Corp Club, I do think K-Corp is the real deal. I do think they are good. Plus, it gives us this rematch. We know how that K-Corp team feels about Calm. We know how it is. If it's K-Corp V1 in the finals, that is a home crowd against V1 that I don't know if they can win. I can't see a world where Blue Wall lets this happen. It's very tough for V1 to go into somebody else's home and play upset. That's a really uphill battle for K-Corp. Or for V1. I just can't see it happening. I can't. I really can't. I would, if it was up to me, I would probably do 4-1 or 4-2. 4-1 or 4-2 I think is safe. If we do coin flips, I'm curious. Heads is for K Corp. 1 for V1. 1 for K Corp. 1-1. 1-2. 2-2. 2-3. 3-3. Again, it's Google. It's not me. I'm going to try again, okay? We're going to reset. We're going to heads or tails again. Again. Wait. We're going to do incognito mode just to make sure it's not like sorry for the blinding. That's 1 for K Corp. It's 1 for V1. It's 1-1. 2-1. 2-2. 2-3. Chat, it's not me. I swear to God, I didn't do it. I can't. Again, not me. So that's what I've got. I think Blue Wall at home. I hate that I'm picking K Corp to win the whole thing, the number 1 seed. But I mean, K Corp's a good team, man. K Corp's a good team. So that's what I got. We'll see what happens. That's crazy. Again, realistically, if we look at the bracket, that's what it comes out to be. But we all know that it's going to come down to little things. There's going to be certain circumstances, like if V1 and Gen G go to 7, just like the last time they played in the grand finals, it came down to little things, and both teams are fully capable of winning. Again, we've seen it happen. It happens all the time where it comes down to those little moments. Fury and Moist, it came down to 2 seconds. Those are the difference makers of why we watch this game and watch this esports. So again, I know the bracket isn't going to be right. It's tough to predict a final bracket when we all know that Swiss is going to happen completely differently. Swiss is going to be all over the place. I have no idea what's going to be the result. I have no idea what's going to go, but I know I am very excited to be able to see it live. If you guys are going to be at the major, come say hi to me. V1 is doing their watch parties on Thursday and Friday at the Hollywood Event Center. There's going to be escape rooms, mini golf, a bunch of arcade games. Like, there's a bunch of stuff to do. It's going to be a lot of fun, but seriously, it's going to be a good time. I hope to see you all there. Come say hi to me. It's going to be fun. But that does it for my predictions, and I hope to see you in Rotterdam. Peace.